All right, greetings. What's good, everyone? This is Chris Dixon, and I am back with another video. Hope all is good and well with everyone. On this particular video, I will be talking about animal magic and working with the spirits of animals, also known as familiars, so to speak. As you can see right here, I have a good book that you all should pick up, and it's called Animal Magic: The Art of Recognizing and Working with Familiars by DJ Conway. And this is an excellent book to get as you begin to work with animal familiars. All right. Just to read a little bit on the back. Unleash the powers of your favorite animal. Receive direction, inspiration, and healing when you take the collar off a favorite animal's natural powers. Animal Magic shows you how to access the spiritual powers of familiars, real or imagined animals. For personal enrichment, you don't need a pet to have a familiar. Whether you collect glass animals, dream about snakes, or talk with an animal already, you can further develop this connection for startling, magical results. Animal Magic gives practical meditations, rituals, and power chants for enticing, befriending, understanding, and using the magic of familiars. All right. So this is an excellent book to have. Okay. He goes into detail on the world's various animals, both real animals and mythological animals, okay, that you can connect with. It goes into detail on their magical attributes that you can use, okay, as you're creating your connection to whatever familiar that you're connecting to, okay? So this is a good book to have. All right, and right here, I just created a basic familiar template. You can add to it if you feel the need to, but this is a very basic familiar template. So it's very similar to the servitor, okay, template that I gave out, okay, because they're very similar. All right, the only difference between a servitor and a familiar is a servitor does not exist until you actually create a servitor, composed to a familiar, which are already existing on the astral plane. Okay, all you're doing is connecting to that particular energy or animal spirit, okay, through a symbolic gateway or representation, okay, of that particular animal familiar. And the way that you do that is you first want to have you an actual physical object of that particular animal. So as you can see right here, I have my unicorn, my bear, my Arctic fox, okay, the wolf, and right here I have my dragon, okay? So you want to have you a physical representation of the actual animal familiar that you're going to connect with, okay? And you can pick these up at arts and craft stores like Hobby Lobby, Michael's. You can even find them in dollar stores and possibly even Walmart, all right? But you can pick these up, and these will serve as that physical, okay, gateway that you can connect with that particular familiar. And then you want to go along and give it a name, okay, what type of familiar it is, the magical attributes, okay, that's connected to that particular animal. And like I said, you can use the book as a template to help you out with that. All right. You can also give it a color along with an incense, and you can personally create a sigil to connect with your familiar when you're doing your rituals. All right. So it's pretty much the same okay, approach when you're creating your um, servitors. All right. Um, so it's very similar. All right. But working with, familiars is very powerful. They can assist you with a vast variety of things. Okay, each animal has their own abilities and powers. Okay, that they can assist you with, whether it is enhancing your magic, divination. They can give you insight and dreams, or they can assist you with dream work, protection, abundance, healing. The list goes on. Okay, and that's the beauty of working with them. Okay, um, and usually, whatever your favorite animal or animals are, okay, those are the animals that um, will possibly be in your best interest to connect with because you feel naturally connected with them. All right. Um, and even, deities and spirits, they can also grant you a familiar. Okay. The more that you work with them and build a personal relationship with deities and spirits, whether it be a god, a goddess, or even a daemon, the more that you improve as a magician, the more that you work on your flaws and things of that nature, they will grant you a familiar, okay, on your journey, or even more than one. All right. And that's pretty much like a reward, from them, personally to you. Okay. So you can also work with the gods, the goddesses, and even daemons, if you're seeking a familiar. Okay. And they can surprise you, with the familiar type. All right. So just be open. Okay. Whatever they feel that is best for you to connect with, okay, that's what they're gonna, okay, grant you. All right. So just be open to, you know, new possibilities, new connections, okay? Um, and just accept it, into your arsenal, okay? Um, and of course, you want to have respect for your familiars, okay, just like you would any other deity or spirits, okay? Just make sure that you stay in positive alignment with your familiars, all right? Don't get out of line because they can, disassociate themselves from you and stop helping you, okay? So just make sure that you have respect for your familiars, all right? Work with them for improvements on your journey, okay? And I guarantee you, you will see the results that you are seeking and looking for, all right? Um, and like I said, they can um, provide you a variety of things, okay? So animal magic is very powerful, okay? Um, the ancient shamans, of various ancient cultures and civilizations, they always paid, homage to animals, okay? They understood animals to be divine teachers as well as divine protectors, okay? And they understood that each animal was unique in their own way, based on their spiritual abilities and gifts, okay? So the shamans always looked up to animals, whether they're real, actual animals or whether they're mythological animals, okay? They always pay homage to the spirits of animals, okay? As well as, the physical aspects of animals as well, okay? Um, and they looked up to them for, divine guidance, so to speak. All right. So, working with animals has always been a magical, okay, practice. Okay. Um, like I said, various indigenous cultures and civilizations um, have always connected with, the spirits of animals. All right. Um, so, like I said, it's very powerful. Um, and I hope that you all will, connect with this form of magic and, get the results that you are seeking. All right. Um, that's pretty much all that I have for this particular video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe to the channel, okay? Continue to listen to the podcast, the Tunnel Vision podcast on Spotify and other major podcast platforms, all right? Feel free to email me, okay? All of that is in the description box of my podcast bio. And of course, here on YouTube as well, my social media platform, if you want to connect on social media, okay? All of that is in the bios of my YouTube and my Spotify platform, all right, or my podcast platform, okay? I hope that you all enjoyed this video, okay? And I will talk to you all on the next discussion. Peace.